Alright, hello and welcome back to another Wednesday deck profile. Now, this is my first video of the, oh, wow, this is fitting. I was going to say this is the first video I'm recording in about 2 weeks, because I've been pre-recording and pre-uploading stuff, so I'm rusty, as you can tell by the worst intro I've ever done. But anyway, so today we're... It's just so bad. We're rolling with it. We got this. We're rolling with it. So anyway, today we are taking a look at Aliens. And again, like all the Wednesday ones, this was a fan requested one. And it's interesting. I like it, but it's a little bit bricky. There's like, you need some starter cards, and even once you get your starter cards, you're not making super great plays. You're just making kind of like average plays, but then occasionally you go off. But it's interesting. We'll see that in the replays. But actually getting into the deck here now, we're starting off with 3 Alien Ammonite, which is basically the best card in the deck. It's pretty simple. When it's normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower alien monster from your graveyard, and then destroy it during the end phase. So basically, he gets you a free level 5 synchro most of the times, occasionally a level 4 synchro. He basically gets you into like the boss monster of the deck, even though the boss monster isn't that great, to be honest. Next up, we have 3 Alien Dog, which is a level 3, and when you normal summon an alien monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When you do, place 2 A counters on face-up monsters your opponent controls, so you can put it on 2 different monsters. Now this is actually one of the cards that really helps you get started, because this puts A counters on the field, and that makes a lot of your cards live, like the boss monster of the deck, the level 5 synchro. So Alien Dog is actually a lot more important than you might think for the deck. He also enables you to go into some level 8 synchro plays. He's actually more important than you think, and occasionally, he's just a 15 body you can drop whenever you make your level 5 synchro, which isn't bad. Then we have 3 Alien Shock Trooper. Now the reason we're running this over any of the other alien cards is basically just because it's easier to turbo this out of the deck, because we have the Alien Shock Trooper, and then because it's a normal monster, we have the Rescue Rabbit, and then we have 3 copies of Unexpected Die down there. So that's basically why we're running him over, say, any of the other level 4 aliens, just because we can turbo him out, we can foolish him and not care. So basically, him being a normal monster actually adds some speed to the deck, interestingly enough. And then, like we said, we have the 1 Rescue Rabbit, and then we have 1 copy of Alien Kid. Its effect is place 1 A counter on all monsters special summoned to your opponent's side of the field. So when they're special summoned, they get an A counter, and then it has the effect that some alien monsters have, where if a monster with an A counter battles an alien monster, it loses 300 attack and defense for each A counter during damage calculation only, which I believe that. And okay, so these ones are the ones that have it that we're playing, but he's basically just in there as a light Brilliant Fusion target. We do run Trick Clown also, but he can make your Alien Ammonite live turn 1 if you have a Brilliant Fusion and nothing else, and you can't get to like King of the Feral Imps or something. So that's really what he's in there for, is just a light target for Brilliant Fusion. We also run 1 Alien Telepath, which once per turn you can remove 1 A counter from an opponent's monster, destroy 1 spell trap card, and then it has the same damage calc effect. So it's basically like a Lila. Is Lila the lights one? I believe Lila is, where it changes defense and pops a spell and trap. That's basically what this is for the deck. And we run 1 copy of Alien Overlord, which is level 6, and its effect is you can remove 2 A counters from anywhere on the field to special summon this card from your hand, and once per turn you can place 1 A counter on each face-up monster your opponent controls. So this basically just adds, you're basically just going to drop this for more power. So you're going to use up your A counters for whatever effects, or you're going to use them up special days, put some more on the field. He's not so much a play extender as he's just kind of there. He's in the play, because you can special him and then replenish the counters, so he's pretty much just a free 22 body, and we only run 1 because we can search it, so we really don't need to clog our hand with 2 of them. And then because we can't make level 5 synchros, we're going to run Dang Long, just because we can search 9 pillars, we can synchro into Zulkin with it, and then this comes out, and then we can make some synchros from there. There's a lot of times where you'll summon like Ammonite, special Shock Trooper from Grave, and then summon Dog, and then you can use this in Dog to make a level 4 synchro. So Danglong actually adds some power to the deck there. Obviously, it adds 9 pillars. Again, it can make Zulkin, so that's basically just in there, just special once Danglong leaves the field. And we're going with Chi-Wen just because it fits with basically being a level 1 tuner, just like Ammonite is, which keeps the deck a bit simpler. You also could run, say, Suwani, I believe is level 4, just for some rank 4 plays. That works too. This is just a preference thing, pretty much. And then for some Brilliant Fusion targets, we have the 1 Tricklown and the 1 Garnet. Then we have the newest Alien support card, which is from Invasion Vengeance, I believe. You can target 1 face-up monster on the field, send 1 alien monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, place A counters on the targeted monster equal to the sent monster's level. And then during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 alien monster from your deck to your hand. So this foolishes and sets up your grave for Ammonite, puts A counters on the field to make stuff live, and it can search you another Ammonite or an Overlord or a dog, pretty much anything you need to extend your plays for next turn. So this card is very, very good in the deck, definitely. Everything it does really helps the deck. And then we have 3 copies of Code A Ancient Ruins. Its effect is, each time a face-up alien monster is destroyed, place 1 A counter on this card. Now that one, we don't use too much, but once per turn you can move 2 A counters from anywhere on the field to special summon 1 alien monster from your graveyard. So this is basically a monster reborn, and it also works well with the boss monster, because the boss monster can bounce face-up spell and traps back to the hand, and then add A counters. So you can bounce this back to your hand, add some A counters on the field, and then activate this again and use its effect again, because it's not a hard once per turn, it's just a once per card. So you can actually abuse this, and it's a monster reborn, so obviously it helps extend plays, so we are going to want to see it, so we're running it at 3. Next up, we have 2 copies of Mysterious Triangle. You can destroy 1 monster on the field with an A counter, then you can special summon 1 level 4 alien monster from your deck, destroy it during the end phase. So this basically, if you get some A counters on your opponent's stuff, you can blow it up and then special an alien shock trooper, basically just to, make a rank 4 or sink for 5 or make some plays. It basically just pops one of your opponent's card and specials a free play extender for you, basically. Then we have, like we were talking about, the 3 copies of Unexpected Die for our Shock Trooper, or 3 Brilliant Fusion. Obviously, Brilliant Fusion's super damn strong. It can speed up anything. Seraphonite lets you double Ammonite. It's a level 5, so you can make Zulkin with it. Brilliant Fusion just really helps out a lot of decks and really helps out this one. Then we have 1 copy of Raigeki, 2 Forbidden Chalice, 2 Twin Twisters, 3 Strikes, 1 Warning, and 1 9 Pillars just to search off of Danglong. This also helps because, say you don't have any spells and traps in your hand somehow, even though we're running 24 spells and traps. But say you don't, you can search this off of Danglong, and then if you make a Crystal or a Zulkin, then you have a card to set to keep it live. So, and also, it's just a free negate, so why not? And that does it for the main deck. For the side deck, we just have a few extra cards. I thought about doing Resonators, but with Brilliant Fusion, it's just too much, and it was just really with Brilliant Fusion, it was adding too much. You could also do the Predaplants, but the Predaplant also the Predaplant engine takes over the deck a little bit because it takes up a normal summon, so you're pretty much just doing like Predaplant and Brilliant Fusion stuff with a little bit of Alien in there. So I wanted to keep it a little bit more pure, so that's why I'm not running the Predaplants. You could also run Lazuli to add back either like a Garnet or a Shock Trooper off of your Brilliant Fusion. And you could run some level 6 Synchros, although I opted not to. But then, actually moving on to the extra deck, we have our 1 Seraphonite. We are going to be making rank 4s occasionally, so we have 1 Castel, 1 King of the Fair Limits because it can search every alien monster in our deck, 1 Dark Rebellion, and for a rank 5, we actually run 1 Aegis because with Seraphonite and our boss monster, we could pop something with the boss monster and then overlay into this and pop something else. So I do like having that as a play. Then we also have the 1 Zulkin. We can make 4s with dogs, so we have our 1 Herald, we have the 1 Danglong, Chanbara, Catastor, and then the boss monster, Cosmic Fortress Golgar. Now, it requires Alien Ammonite and a non-tuner alien monster, and its effect is, once per turn you can select any number of face-up spell or trap cards, return those cards to their owner's hands, and distribute new A counters among monsters on the field equal to the number of cards returned. So this is how you're going to abuse the Ancient Ruins, Code A Ancient Ruins. Yes, that's how you're going to abuse that, because you can bounce it back. Also, once per turn, you can move 2 A counters from anywhere on the field to destroy 1 card your opponent controls. So it's a pop 1, although it does have a requirement to have 8 counters on the field, which is pretty much what holds it back, although it is a 26 body, which is the strongest level 5 synchro out there. We also, for our 1/7, we run 1 Moonlight. For our 8s, we run 1 Omega and then 1 Crystal Wing to summon off of Zul'Jin. And we run 1 Trish, and this is one of my first times actually writing this card, and goddamn is it fun to drop a Trish. We have some, I think we have maybe 1 or 2 replays where we drop this, so there's definitely some swag points in this episode. But anyway, that's about it for the deck and the choices and explaining them, so let's get into the replays here. Alright, so first one here, we're going up against an interesting build of DDD here. So he's going first, he's going to go ahead and do all his bullocks here, although he is just going to make a dark, so, you know, obviously we can get over that super easily. That's not a problem for us at all. So we're going to go ahead. We opened, obviously an Ammonite would be great here, but we don't have one, so we're just going to have to go from there, although we can get some A counters live and then do some stuff with Mysterious Triangle and Code of Ancient Ruins, so we're going to go ahead and get the Shock Trooper out here, normal the kid, special the dog, that gets us our A counters. Go ahead and use the Mysterious Triangle, special the Shock Trooper, and we're going to push for almost game here, which is painful. We're going to be just a little bit under. Even if we would have done 100 more, we would have been able to kill him just off the Dark Contract. I might have been able to go like Dark Rebellion and do some stuff. I'm not sure. I wasn't thinking too much, but I just went ahead and did that, and we're going to bring him down to almost game, although he is going to gain it back off of the Rebel King Leonidas up here. We're going to go main phase 2, overlay with the one we turboed out from the Mysterious Triangle here, because it's going to get destroyed, and then we'll just search an Ammonite for next turn, so we're ready to go. So we're still set up pretty good here. Obviously, he's going to go down to 100, special that and gain it back, and now he's going to go off and make a few plays here. So we'll see the Genghis, some Swirl Slime stuff, Genghis, bring the Arc back. Obviously, he's not making like the hyper negation boards, but he is still making, like, he did make a big board here. Although it doesn't do anything, it is a lot of power to out everything we have, and we are going to have to get over some big beaters. So he's going to go ahead and do that there and bring us down quite a bit. But we have an Ammonite and an unexpected die, so we're actually just going to go ahead and turbo 1 Shock Trooper out, special another, and go for Dark Rebellion just to swing over and make sure we get game here. So even if you don't synchro with Ammonite, it can still be some good recovery. It can get you level 4s back or rank 4 plays. Yeah, I guess that's this replay. I am very rusty after not doing this for a while. I am sorry about that. I'll try to get back into the swing of things here. Alright, so this time we're going up against Chaos Max Blue Eyes here, and we're just going to go ahead and call this, we're going to go ahead and call it Anime Blue Eyes, I guess, because there are some interesting choices in there, to say the least. But anyway, so I believe he's going to be going first. He's just going to set the golden apples and pass from there. We actually opened, although it doesn't look super great, we actually opened very good, because we're going to go ahead and, yeah, we're going to send Tricklon here, but so we can special the Tricklon black back. Oh my god, this is so bad. We're rolling with it. We're keeping it. It's fine. We're good. But I'll just go ahead and roll it here instead of trying to explain it before it goes. So obviously we're going to use our first normal, so I'm going to make a King of the Feral Limbs, detach the Shock Trooper, get our dog. We can normal that. We can special this back, special the dog out. So this is pretty much the play I was talking about with Dang Long and Herald here. So we're going to go ahead, we'll search out the 9 pillars, we'll make our Zul'Jin, special out the Chi Wen, go into Herald, set 1, make our Crystal Wing, and we have a pretty decent board here. So we have the Crystal Wing negate, we have the 9 pillars, even though it's dead. That's, you know, what sucks about going into Herald, obviously, but then we have the Herald, so we're going to have a warning set, so this is actually pretty damn good right here. On the next turn, we could set another one and special the Moonlight, although, you know, that's not as great as the Crystal Wing, but he's going to go ahead and use the Golden Apples. I don't feel like dealing with that, so we're just going to go ahead and negate that with the Herald right away. We're going to swing for a little bit more, put a Solemn down, and pass it over to him. Now he's going to go ahead and do a few things here. He's going to drop the alternative. He's not going to use the effect, and then he's going to go straight into the Twin Burst here, and we're just going to Solemn that. And I believe that's going to be the end of it right there. Yep. He could have used the effect, tried to bait some stuff out, but he just kind of went for it. But, you know, we made a pretty decent board, and we took the win there. Alright, and then getting into the last replay here. This one's probably the best because, oh, Trish is making an appearance in this one. So we're going against Synchrons up here. I believe I might have played against this guy a few times. today. But I definitely, I don't know if it's this same person, but I definitely had some good matches against Synchron today. So he's going to go ahead, or actually, no, we're going first. So we're going to basically just summon a kid. So if he specials anything, it gets A counters. Activate a code A, so if he destroys it, we get some A counters. We're just pretty much hoping from there since we didn't open super great, although next turn will be pretty good. So he's going to go ahead. Obviously, his hand's not super great here, so he's just going to go ahead and set the Dandelion, but oh, that doesn't matter. So we're going to draw the A-Cell recombination device, send that, get some A counters live, special this back. We're going to go ahead into the Golgar. We'll use this to special back the Ammonite. We'll use the effect, bounce that back, set it, or play it again, bring that back out, go into Trish, and rip some cards out here. So I actually really like this one because it shows off you can abuse Code A Ancient Ruins. Obviously, we use the boss monster. I just really like how this turned out here. So obviously, it's not game, and our board doesn't do anything, but it's definitely a swaggy board to say the least. He's going to go ahead and special back the Dandelion, Jet Synchron, Creepwald Hedgehog. And we were actually chatting while this was going on. He said GG and then drew and kind of went from there. But I guess he was trying to do something and then couldn't get over this or whatever. But anyway, it was a pretty good one. We made a Trish, and that's all that really matters. All right, and that's it for Aliens. This one was actually surprisingly fun. It's really interesting having a level 1 tuner and being able to mess around with some lower level synchros, which is something I normally don't get to do, especially being someone who plays zombies. Usually I'm going for 8s most of the time. But yeah, so it's really interesting. It's something new. If you haven't played low level synchros, it plays with counters, so it's very interesting. It's actually more fun than you might think. But anyway, if you have any requests, leave them down in the comments below, and I might not get to them for a while because I have a list here next to me right now, and I have about 15 requests, and I do one a week, so it is hard to get to them. And I'm gonna be honest, I do tend to do some of the easier ones first. Like obviously Aliens is pretty popular, so it has some backing compared to some of the other ones I have, but I'm sorry if I don't get to them right away. I am trying to, and I might try to bump this up to, maybe 2 or 3 videos a week. But it's going to be difficult to do that with a few things I have coming up. But I'm going to try to get through more. And I do go through and I keep a list of all the ones that I get, and I try to work on them from there. So I am trying. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.